Welcome to Wednesday Comics. To my right, we have the Justice League himself, the whole thing, right in his shirt. Alex.
This is Marvel, but hello.
What? I thought I saw Batman. Oh, it's Daredevil.
Marvin is stupid.
It does look like Batman, to be honest.
I agree. It does, but
his horns are too far forward.
It's supposed to be Marvel.
Well, take it off. Nobody likes it. The crossway, we have the man from beyond. He has returned.
Hi, guys. I'm back.
Wearing a Game of Thrones shirt. I actually like that shirt. It's pretty good.
It's a good shirt.
Did you see what it says? It says coexist.
Oh.
No, I didn't even get that.
C-O.
You could pay me $1 million to stare at that shirt.
I never fucking saw it. Sorry. I don't know what I'm saying. Sorry. Damn. All right. So I went. I was at a Game of Thrones party once, and I brought the shirt because I'm like, hey, I got my Game of Thrones shirt. It's got all the houses on here. And someone comes up and he's like, why does your shirt say coexist? I look and I'm like, holy shit, it says coexist.
There's no way I would get that.
I know.
To be fair, I don't see the dire wolf
Don't
as
touch
an
me.
E. I didn't touch it. I touched your hand.
Surely have a
Touched
shirt
your
that
face.
says coexist and it has the Ramsey.
I know. Right in the middle. Hanging man. But yeah,
Surely it's ironic. No, those people coexist.
that's probably why.
And Marvin. Garrett back. You were famous Garrett. You and your brother. He's dead now.
That's
Obviously,
right.
Hashtag guess
It was a worthy
won.
sacrifice.
R.I.P.
I mean, I was eating hot chicken on his ashes, so I mean,
But then you stopped by Metropolis on the way back. Actual
Metropolis, Illinois. Yeah, the Superman Museum. It has the giant Superman museum and statue. The museum, though, seriously, it's only $5. $5 to get into this great museum. There's, I thought I was a hoarder of Superman stuff. Like, there is so much Superman's like shit everywhere. Like, you think of it, there's watches, there's clocks. I was gonna say the same thing. Pens, lunch boxes.
They got watches, clocks, timepieces.
Yeah, but they have every iteration of Superman too. They have George Reeves, Henry Cavill. They have Christopher Reeve.
What about Electric Superman? You see there?
I have a picture, and I'm sorry I was late on uploading the pictures of my follow up. But there is, they have some of the red and blue statues of.
I got a
Superman.
question. When did they tear down that Superman statue and put him back up without the red underwear? Because that's not canon anymore. Like he's got
No, it's part of his suit just changed. It's part of canon.
in the New 52. All of a sudden he had that new suit, and that was always his suit.
But then when
I mean, they're going to be changing upcoming here.
but during Rebirth, it made New 50. There's no continuity lines like that.
He never had the red underwear.
Yes, he did.
I always thought it was a red belt over blue pants.
That's now.
now
Is that now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He used to have red underwear. And
Right.
Batman used to have the blue.
You can see right there. He's got red underwear
Yeah, see?
on his hips.
And Batman, the black.
Yeah.
Of course.
But it was a great museum. I got there at 8.
Can you say museum again?
Museum.
Oh, okay.
I was going to tell you, it's ironic that you went to a museum that has a lot of Superman shit, but that's what a museum is a lot of shit. That's
I
something.
know, but what was sucked is it was like in my temple. Like I was at peace. And then my
Do they have a
annoying
Fortress of Solitude?
They don't have Fortress Solitude.
Imagine that's the waiting room. Or like
If that was the
gift
waiting
shop.
room, I would never fucking leave that place.
That'd be sweet.
Hashtag guest host 1 was like, we can only be here for 40 minutes since we won't get home until like 10 o'clock. So I only had 40 minutes in my Mecca.
Now, you
And
tell
it was
your brother,
rushed.
if you ever go to a place where it's just Spider-Man galore, you tell him, hey, we only got 40 minutes.
I know. It literally killed me inside.
They
You'd be
had
like, oh my gosh, there's so many cool things. You'd be like, I got to be home by 10 o'clock. I have bedtime.
They had a traveling museum for Spider-Man. It was in New York for a while, and it was somewhere else. And I thought of Corey. I was like, he would love that. But even still, like, next time you see it, be like, Corey, let's go there. 40 minutes, we're done.
Well, next time I should plan into the trip.
Well, how
'cause
far away is it from Chicago?
I have no clue. I guess a couple hours. I mean, it's in Illinois.
Turns out it's actually
Southern
in.
Illinois?
I don't know. Probably.
You don't know where you were? What the-
Just follow
drove?
MapQuest.
Who drove?
I did. and Corey
MapQuest?
did.
Was this 1997?
Not MapQuest. Maps. Apple Maps is what I use. I don't know. I just get on the interstate and I drive. Baby, I drive.
Thanks, Dean.
I had a recent trip. Apple Maps is like horrible.
Really?
Yeah, it is
It is not that great, but I do like the traffic feature on it. That's really convenient.
Waze.
Like it puts construction on there. Yeah.
Waze does it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've heard Waze is good.
You know
But,
what I use? I use the GPS in my car. I just go, boop, Tells me where I'm going.
And the coolest thing I got there, though, is the owner. He was there. I was talking to him. He actually acquired... Not his name.
I hope so.
I don't know what
That'd
his
be
name
so
is.
sweet. That's what his name tag was.
He acquired the original programs that they gave out during the red carpet premieres of Superman. They were selling for $10 a pop. So I got Superman and Superman 2 because no one cares about Superman 3 and 4. But so I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, they're pretty sweet. They aren't in horrible condition, but I mean, they've lasted since the 70s, so pretty neat.
I just realized, if anybody wonders why, like, if you're watching the video, why every once in a while I just stare at it, it's because we have it now where we can actually see what's being recorded. And I was making sure everything was in frame. But I did notice, like, I was
It's
dead
okay, Marvin. Your hair looks good.
I was dead staring into the camera for a while, and I was like, no, probably not.
You know, the weird thing is I'm pretty egotistical, and I have yet to really look at... I look every now and then, just oh, yep, it's moving the way it should be moving.
Of course.
Alex, you're behind that gray blob.
Alex, you're in the middle. You're never
that's
going to
your
be out
hair,
of frame.
sorry.
I have to worry about being out of frame, and so does he.
Yeah, but at least you guys can see your face and still to be able to talk. I have to do this.
You know why? Because I realized I put it closer than normal. That's why I'm worried about being out of frame.
Looks
fine.
good.
You're
Look-
fine.
Of course.
With your Marvel shirt.
Flawless.
People can see it.
Flawless.
You're okay, not fine.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
So it was great. Museum.
Yeah, it was incredible. I want to spend more time there. And I got to tell you guys something behind the scenes later. Sorry, fans, but
Yeah, surely bring it up.
Yeah, I was like, you bring
know.
it up. And
it just came to me now.
I have something to tell
Remind
you
me
guys.
later.
Can't tell you now. Maybe later.
If you ask me on the street, I'll tell you.
He's going to tell us he stole Superman's red underwear he took off.
Holy shit. That's
The abundance. Sorry, I spiked. The abundance of yellow S's on red capes. I'm gonna post online. It was amazing. There was a couple of them.
To be fair, if abundance means a couple, we need to call the dictionary and go, hey, by the way, that's
Screw you. I just mean there was a lot of them. That's what I meant to say. And the giant Superman statue has a yellow S on the back. So my life is made.
Oh, the statue does?
Yeah. I actually took a picture.
What
the
statue is it of? I mean, I get it's Superman.
It's
but
Superman
is
doing his pose, and on the
Is it any
base-
specific Superman or just a generic
It's
Superman?
a generic.
Does the Man of Steel, Henry Cavill, have a red, yellow S?
So what's funny is he doesn't on his cape, but they've just released a party cape that you can buy, and it has the Man of Steel S that's yellow on the back of a cape. So you can buy an adult, like a normal
When he
size
comes
cape.
back.
Oh, dude, if he doesn't have that
Like
yellow
when he first
S.
appears and he walks forward and then you see yellow S.
If I saw that like billowing behind him, I would faint. I'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, God. That'd be sweet.
And then we had to talk about how he died in the shelter. He died doing what he loved.
Yeah, that
Looking for that
you,
yellow S.
you would see that you could put the picture for our show, like the Death of Superman with the red cape billowing in.
Speaking of Justice League, we talked about this last week in the show. I wanted to get your opinion on this.
Yeah.
Did you watch the new Justice League trailer, Heroes?
Absolutely. You didn't cry?
Um,
Especially the first 2 minutes?
no.
Oh, come on. I guess that's the whole
I
trailer, but
Now,
30 seconds.
for the record, I didn't watch
You
it.
don't watch it, so he doesn't know what we're talking about.
What? You guys can talk about it.
However, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
That trailer has a lot of what we've seen in the last trailer and the trailer before that. It's a lot of a few scenes. And I brought up last week, it's either one of two things. A, they're doing a great job of not showing a lot, and that they are really hiding. Like, for like the layman, they actually don't know who the villain is. We know, obviously, but
Yeah.
he's in that last trailer. But if you didn't know who he was, like, you wouldn't be able to see
You have
him.
no idea.
Because it's like literally a fraction of a second. He shows him hitting Wonder Woman. So, but it's either that they're hiding it well, or the movie, like, that's all the movie is. What do you think?
I think they're hiding it well. There's way too much to that movie to... No, there's way more. There
think
has
so?
to be.
I hope
Yeah.
there's more.
Especially with Joss Whedon involved. Like, I feel like, maybe the trailer people didn't maybe respect Zack Snyder for, like, his movies, or, like, most
Yeah.
movies get screwed unless you're Star Wars about like revealing
Sorry,
stuff
you
in your
seem awfully
trailers.
paranoid tonight.
I do, because we changed something. Now I'm like worried that something's not working right.
It's fine. You're fine.
Also because I was talking and it wasn't that loud, but then I realized you spiked before, so obviously it can't be that.
Yeah.
So, never mind. Keep going.
But
Dumb question. That's recording, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
oh my god, I just hit the fourth wall. But I think with Joss Whedon's like coming in and rescuing, basically, I bet Warner Brothers was like, "Hey, what do you want?" I bet Because I remember like projects in the past with Joss Whedon, like he's had control, not like super, but like creative control on the trailers, not revealing too much.
Yeah, but they didn't reveal that much before he got on board. Even with sex stuff, it wasn't revealed. Right. Here's the thing also with that, and I'm glad you brought him up, because I've been having a little, every once in a while there's some sort of narrative that happens online where people hear one thing and they keep like bringing it up a lot and it annoys me. Mm-hmm. The internet is basically like a hive mind. They think one thing and that's all. Yeah. And then it somehow becomes fact. Like, Batman's voice in Dark Knight trilogy. People make fun of it online, and now like that's a staple of that movie. Anyways, but that's just general with online. But something they've been saying since Joss has been announced coming on board, and it's kind of echoing what you just said, acting like he somehow like changed his movie 100%.
Oh like, no,
dude,
I don't know.
The dude wrote 24 pages of the script.
Yeah,
like he rewrote 24 pages. It's not a lot of the script. He came in for reshoots, and he's going to be part of post-production. Now, he's going to be able to change maybe like some things, but the plot and like how that movie's going is a lot of Zach. You can see in that trailer, a lot of those shots, those are Zach shots.
Yeah. He said like, I read an article that he redid some of the dialogue in a lot of
I
scenes.
think he'll turn a movie that would have been generic in a movie that would have had a lot of good action scenes to being a movie that is fun and has good action scenes. I don't think he's going to make it be like all of a sudden turn from a movie that would have been probably like a C+ to being like this is the best movie ever. But I think it's going to be like this is the best DC movie ever. You know, but that's not a high scale to like make a best DC movie. I mean, Wonder Woman's really great. I like Wonder Woman. And I like those Batman movies, but like I said, those are kind of a different beast than they're trying now.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling that this is just going to be like, oh my God, that was really fun. But then people will be like, yeah, I guarantee you there's going to be moments of that.
Nitpicked.
That people are going to be like, oh, do you remember? Like, they'll have fun with the movie. And then there'll be a moment to be like, what about this, though? And so, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it won't be The Dark Knight for people. Because people think that movie's like the best thing ever. I do like it a lot. I say that a lot on the show. I act like I don't like that movie. I do like that movie. Mm-hmm. I just get annoyed that people are like, nothing can touch it. And like hold it up to some sort of like God tier. Like,
come on, Batman and Robin right next to it. Hand in hand, nipple and nipple.
I also wanted to ask both of you guys. Thor Ragnarok comes out in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We have 2 weeks after that Justice League. I think personally, and you guys let me know how you feel about this, I think Thor, there's a higher chance of Thor being a better movie, but I'm more excited to watch Justice League just because I don't know what kind of movie it's going to be. Thor, I'm just like, oh, it's going to probably be good.
Yeah. I agree with you 100%. Like with Thor, we know. I mean, it's Marvel. I mean, they haven't
reviews already coming out. Have you seen it?
Yeah,
it has a 98% around Tomatoes. Is saying it's like one really of the best. Great movie. Yeah.
So I don't.
But that's what I expected.
Right. Exactly. With Justice League, like your expectations could be low, but like for the inner DC fan of me, the hype is just building uncontrollably.
It's that curiosity, like you said. If this doesn't do it, it's done, right? Like
I think if you can't get the team right, you can't get any of the other movies right.
Let me say this one line, and if this doesn't give you fucking goosebumps, what if they bring Green Lantern in this movie? Would that blow your mind?
That's what I mean. That's going to be the thing that changes this from a generic Justice League movie, which that's the thing that's going to worry me, is that I know how this movie plays out, right? But I think if you bring Green Lantern in, and I don't know about it going in, that's something for me to be like, I'm excited for how this goes forward. Yeah. Rather than just them and then Superman comes back, which I'm expecting. He's on some of the promotion things. Not all of them, but they'd be like, oh yeah, we knew. But if like...
I think if they bring in GL.
Hal shows up and he's already like a veteran. He's been in space doing shit. And he comes back and he's like, I heard you guys need my help. Then I'll be like, you just like that. You okay?
Yeah, I know. It'd be incredible. And that's like what we want. We want twists. That's why like the trailer business kind of ruins movies, but I feel like Justice League...
Maybe that's why I'm not showing a lot. Because they don't want to ruin this stuff.
Exactly.
I mean, DC, well, I feel like that... didn't DC have like a twist recently in one of their movies? I don't know. DC's better about hiding stuff than Marvel is.
Except when it comes to Star Wars. That's the only caveat. But
well, that's Disney, not Marvel.
I suppose.
I just mean Marvel Studios.
Right.
Marvel Studios likes to put out like everything in their trailers. Especially, well, that's Sony.
If it's Spider-Man.
That's because if it's Sony, they're like, hey guys, want to see the movie?
Want to see the first half hour?
No, Star Wars, yeah. Can we agree? You're a Star Wars guy. This guy really didn't have an opinion because he doesn't really like Star Wars. But I kind of lambasted Star Wars last week. Star Wars fans, can we agree? Control the hype. Like, getting too crazy.
How nuts it is?
Well, people were like so obsessed. Like when that trailer came out, people were like, "Did you like watch right away?" And like everything's like, "Did you watch that Star Wars trailer?" And I told Alex, 'cause Alex doesn't like it. People all the time were like, oh, "How can you not like Star Wars?" It's like, dude, if you don't like it, you don't like it. But they act like it's like the second coming, being like, "Dude, Star Wars coming out in a couple of months." Like, I'll wait in line for Star Wars. I said that to you guys. Like, I'll wait in line for Star Wars. That's how much I like that movie. I will. We're going to see it in not reserved seats. I will wait in line for Star Wars. Yeah. But there's some people who are like,
going to camp out there a week before.
So hyped, and they're like, but like it. Not even that, but they're like hyped where they're like can't understand that somebody else is not into it or not as excited as they are. Be like, dude, it's Star Wars. What are you talking about? And it's just like, calm down.
So my answer
at the end of the day,
it's Star Wars.
It's a movie.
It is, but it's more than that.
Maybe I'm getting too old.
I mean,
well, I think, but it's one of those things that
I don't have this young.
When you get in line, though, Marvin, I feel like
that's what I mean. Wait for then. Why? Yeah. Like we're 2 months out, and you're acting like they're like. Here's the thing. It's great. So like we sit down and we're at a bar having a beer and we're talking about the movie. We're theorizing shit. But to go online and I know like movie websites and stuff like that. But I've seen people like on Facebook be like, "Here's what I think about the trailer," and then people arguing about it. And maybe it's the same thing. I don't know. Yeah. I just find it weird that people are so crazy about something. A, that doesn't come out for 2 months, and B, they're trying to like ruin it for themselves. Like, let's try to figure out how this is going to go.
Yeah.
And then they're going to get to that movie and it's not going to happen the way they did. And they go, it would have been better if it happened this way. Or B, they're going to be like, I knew it the whole time. And it's like, calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But like the movie we got, Force Awakens, after 30 years of no Star Wars films, right? Like you were expecting.
That was okay.
That was okay. That hype was.
These Star Wars movies come out every year now. Calm
exactly.
down.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, that was okay. Mm-hmm. I understood that one. Right. Like, it's been years since we had a Star Wars movie. Right. I was like that. But now it's like every year. It'd be like a Marvel movie. It's like, dude, it's like 2 a year. Like, wait 6 months, another one's coming out. Like, you can be into it and be like, I'm excited for that movie. But people being like, seeing the Thor Ragnarok being like, right. I think it's going to happen like this. This is what's going to happen in the movie. It's like, and then like the Spider-Man movie before that came out. Ooh, I think this is going to happen and this is going to happen. And I just feel like, we talked about it last week, people want to like spoil something for themselves, and I don't see why.
But no,
be excited, but don't be so hyped that you're like trying to figure it out.
Well, there's religions around Star Wars. Even like I'm not lying.
I know
like, people believe in the Force and stuff, and like
people in the military can say that they're a Jedi, and that's part of their religion. Yeah,
yeah.
Huh.
But I think for me, like this one, I'm still super pumped. I have to be because Luke Skywalker. But yeah, just like don't go nuts. But I think of it like Supergirl when Superman was on the first episode of season 2.
Yeah.
That's going to be like Luke Skywalker in this movie for me. Like, I'm just like, because I wanted it so bad in Force Awakens. Just give me him to say one thing and he doesn't say anything the whole freaking movie.
Were you going to say something?
I don't remember.
Okay.
There's a lot of Star Wars shit.
I just want to say one more thing and then we can move on to the actual. Oh, I didn't write a script this time. Oh, I get the comics.
I don't even know what books we're doing.
Here.
Jeez. You see how Marvin takes care of his books?
All right. Now I know what I'm doing.
I was gonna say, fuck. What was I gonna say?
Star
Wars related.
Oh, so like, you know what? It's partly myself because I'm way too much on the internet, Twitter, Facebook, and I'm seeing all this stuff. It may just because it's like way too much. Like I said, the internet gets hold of one thing and then they run with it. And that's like everybody just echoes the same thing. So like I see like 50 million people being like, let's theorize this, and people, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, I did watch Kevin Smith's reaction to the trailer.
Oh, you posted it on
He watched it twice.
Yeah.
People can shit on that guy all he wants for not liking his movies, whatever. I find it so refreshing that guy is still into, like, he's excited for the Justice League movie. He's into Star Wars and stuff like that. As like a fan, he watched that trailer, and also like at the end of that trailer, they show that thing where Kylo is like pretending to or Rey
entice Rey.
Yeah, Rey's like, I need help, and he reaches out his hand and people are like, oh shit, is she going to the dark side? First off,
Jason and Jaina.
I don't think that Kylo is really 100% on the dark side. So could it be him going good and then her being like, let's work together? Anyways, whatever. I don't even think it was the same scene. We talked about that earlier in our group chat. But Kevin Smith, when he watches that part, he sees that and he goes, fucking marketing. He goes, you're not getting me. That's not even the same scene. He goes, that's not the same scene. And he goes, let's watch it again. He watches it again. So like that, I find that's okay. Like he's excited for that movie. And he's like, hey, if you want to come talk to me, it was a live Facebook video. And he's like talking with people on like that. Fine. But to come to like Alex and be like, and like somebody who's not into it and like be like, Star Wars? You're not into Star Wars? And acting like it's crazy. Everybody likes Star Wars. So why are you excited for like this biggest thing of the year? And it's like, oh.
I think the only reason it does make sense for people to ask me why I don't like Star Wars is that I do like comic books. I do like these things, but Star Wars was not something I grew up watching.
You're not really a sci-fi guy though.
No.
In general, like even if it wasn't, well, Star Wars is kind of fantasy, but even if
except turtles that aren't in their own book,
but even those to me aren't even sci-fi necessarily.
They're talking animals.
No, I wouldn't say that.
That's almost
like, they're lab
fantastical to me,
experiments.
But like I never
In this volume.
like Alex has never showed interest in anything that's a Star.
I don't like Star Wars. I don't like Star
related.
Trek. I guess
Battlestar
like,
Galactica, like
the only couple books that we get, like Descender. Yeah, it's a space related book, but when they're on the planets is when I'm most happy. How it doesn't like to fly.
Anyways, I just wanted to see. I'm just an old man.
So by the way, my JL answer to you about the JL Ragnarok. I don't even know what your question was.
But
which
more
one?
excited for
Like more
Justice League?
excited?
You know, in all honesty,
Maybe not excitement, curiosity.
I didn't care for the first two Thors. So this Thor, I'm hoping is actually like
really?
a saving grace.
Which I was surprised to hear from you.
Thor 1 is okay. I really like Thor 2. People don't like that movie.
Thor 2 is fine. It just wasn't. I don't know.
Though I hate the villain. Malekith is like a way better villain than they portray in that movie.
Yep.
And
He's
I
supposed
did
to
like
be so
I don't care for Jane
freaking crazy.
Foster in these movies.
Nah,
She's not going to be in this one.
She's
so.
too damsel in distress.
the comedy in the second one. I feel like they should have went all in. I feel like they were like, can we do comedy in Thor? And so they kind of like, and I thought the jokes were actually funny in Thor, but I feel like there should have been more. Like they didn't know what they wanted to be in the second one. It wouldn't be a dark story about Malekith and this power gem and all this shit, or be a comedy. And now I think they're like, let's make it a comedy.
Oh, do you think this third movie will have Darcy in it?
Maybe.
Jane's lab assistant?
Oh.
She has to be.
I'm sure she shows up. Whether it's Loki dresses up as her or what have you.
Batman number 33. This is Tom King.
I think JL is going to be good.
I thought you answered it.
No, I just told you about Ragnarok.
All right, wrap it up, fuckers. Say your last line.
Yeah, geez, we're talking this whole time. We're trying to get to reviews.
Yeah, well, Star Wars shit.
I'm back in the house to control these two.
Batman.
Where's the Star Wars control?
Huh?
Yeah.
Batman number
This is not the
33.
droid you were looking for.
This is Tom King, Joelle Jones on pencils. Interior colors, Jordy Blair. This is the first issue of Rules of Engagement. This is right after. Get it?
24.
This is right after War of Joke and Riddles, and chronologically, it is right after Batman asks Wonder Woman to marry him, and she told him the story. Okay, what did I say?
Wonder Woman.
Oh, maybe.
Nice.
That's old.
That's old news.
Right.
Old school.
Score.
Justice League, maybe.
So, what do you guys think?
Art was awesome.
Art was pretty good.
Boom.
Joelle Jones liked it a lot. You know, she did great, and I'm like top props. One of the first people. I mean, maybe it's because Greg Capullo drew Batman for a long time. One of the only people to draw the Robins and it looked different, rather than being like, "Who's that? Who's that?" I could just tell. Where it'd be like, "Oh, that's Jason. That's Damian."
Besides the fact that Jason was wearing
They all kind of looked younger than what I think. Like for some reason, Dick Grayson always should be just a little bit older. He looks a little younger than I thought he would. And same with Todd. I think he's a little younger than I thought he would be. That they just look de-aged more.
Oh yeah.
They look youthful.
But whatever. Just me being picky.
It's not called re-old. It's called rebirth. Of course.
The panels are great. The scene where Alfred tells them that he proposed to Miss Kyle and she accepted, and you see all the reactions, and then
I thought that was hilarious.
they're all still thinking about it, but Damon is like, "What the hell did you just say?"
Yeah, he's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
The Tiger.
Yeah.
That had like a little continuity thing being like, "Oh, Grayson told me that you're the guy to talk to," and it's like I really love that. I know Tom King wrote Grayson, but still, like I like that he's like, hey, I'm trying to get over here. And obviously he knew to talk to Dick Grayson about like, hey, you know, this whole area, like who should I talk to? And they got in contact.
What I like about this is like when they're entering into this place, like who's explaining, I think it is Tiger explaining to me like, you know, the Justice League's going to come after you as soon as you leave this place, right? And he's like, yeah, but I got to do it. So I think that's kind of cool to see if this falls out into like a battle with the Justice League. I don't know if it's going to. I doubt it. But I think the artist, Joel Jones, whatever, I like the grittiness and like the texture to like the desert and how Batman looks. Like I just think it really meshed
that 2-page spread was amazing.
Yeah. You know what's amazing? I mean, we talk about her all the time, Jordy Belair, that she can take. She's been coloring every single arc, I think, of this book. When they change artists to Mitch, to David, to Mikhail, to who did the Mikhail did. No, but who was the what's his name? God, Clayman. And then now with Joel Jones, like she knows how to go with their style, so like it brings out their style, and it doesn't just look like the same book over and over again. And that's what you're saying, like the gritty kind of style. She changes it up a little bit, and you get the 2-page spread with all the sand, and it's like colored beautifully, and it's just like
it looks so good.
Different shades of orange, and
it's just like
man. That's nice. You know what when I did I think it was the forecast where I was saying that I was worried about this. I was worried about it because I was worried that it was Bruce going out on his own and like Catwoman's back in Gotham and like nothing gets resolved. But I like what I loved about this, which turned it completely around for me, is that Catwoman was there with him the entire time.
Do you think, is he going to meet Talia because he knows Talia, once she finds out that he's marrying somebody else, will not let it stand and go after them? So
I assume he wasn't divorced from her.
Oh, they're not married, are they?
They're not married.
Oh, really?
I don't think they are.
No, she just raped him in his sleep.
Oh, that sounds
But
bad.
I think Talia, like
She drugged him and then had sex.
I think he knows that Talia has like this weird hold.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things that Talia's always been Bruce's beloved, as she calls him.
That's what I mean. So like she knows once she hears this,
she
she's
feels like
come
she owns him.
So he's like, I gotta make first strike and like let's go figure this out before anything goes. He needs. And also maybe like he's gonna get away from being a superhero. Like that's why he doesn't care. The Justice League. He's like, who cares? Like I won't get out of here alive anyways. So I expect him. So like this is basically him and now Catwoman are like, let's go finish this. Either we leave free or we die in here. We're gonna do it together.
The one thing that I don't know if it necessarily bugs me overall with King's story is how many times Bruce knows I'm gonna die. Okay, but to me, it's one of those things. You're Batman. There's always a way out. So I get tired of him going.
But do you think
I'm gonna die?
Do you think that is like normally Batman finds a way out? But this is a Bruce that's been broken from the Gotham thing, that he tried to save Gotham Girl, and he didn't cure her, right? Because what's the face guy?
Psycho Pirate.
Like he was trying to get her to cure him, and like nothing. So like he's like Batman that thought he was able to solve everything, and he couldn't solve that. And so he asked Catwoman to marry him because he's like, I'm done with this.
I get that he's a more human Batman, where he has failed.
In the end of War,
but it'd be nice if he is
too.
at least, I realize I'm pretty much a pessimist on most things. I'm going to die. I wish he'd just be a little bit more of it's possible, but you never know. Because his friends aren't going to kill him.
No, but I don't think he thinks they're going to kill him.
Or is he thinking that...
He's not going to make it out of the cave, he said, alive.
Oh,
Talia's going to kill him.
You think Talia's going to kill him? Okay.
He says, I don't
Then that makes more sense, because I was going... What the hell?
No, they were saying they're going to arrest him.
I know they're not going to come in to get him.
No.
If he makes it out alive, they're going to take him in.
Did you read the end of War, Joke, and Riddles?
Yeah, I did. There's probably one part that I hated, but I'm still giving it the benefit of the doubt because...
What part did you hate?
The part where Batman was going to kill Riddler.
Oh, I love that part.
I like that too.
Really?
Yeah.
That was nice.
That was the part that made it for me.
Because it's one of those things that my thing that I hate about this, he's so human, but I understand that. You know what? How are you going to stop these people by putting them in jail?
That's what
you need to kill someone.
That was the whole point. Like, and I think it extends to this is that for the longest time he thought he was that guy who's like, no, I'm like the top tier, I'm the best of the best. And what makes me different from them is that I can control myself. I can be this guy who's always in control, who always knows what to do. and he realized over that, and now this Gotham Girl thing and Bane, and then now he's going to do this, that he's not in control, and he's not unlike them. He is them.
Yeah.
And so like him going to be like, I'm done with, like, I can't be a hero knowing that I can't control myself. I am just human. I'm not this thing that I thought I was, this pinnacle of superheroes, like this best of the best of humans. And maybe I just need to give it up. And maybe I should need, because when he was Batman, he didn't care about his happiness. All he cared about was taking out crime, taking out criminals. And now he's like, well, maybe I do need to be happy, and maybe I need to be done with this. So
I understand it. I just like, it's just wrapping my head around like Batman's entire history, and then this part, we're just kind of like breaking him down so innocently, basically, to like just to like human, basically. Like, everyone thinks he's the pinnacle of superheroism, but
he's evolving,
right?
Yeah,
so he is evolving, and that's nice to see. So that's why I'm not like being harsh on it. And like I say, I hate it, meaning like it's hard for me to wrap around the fact that he would consciously be like, because like from what I understood from his origins on is like, I'm not going to do that because that happened to me. I'm not going to make a decision that could change somebody else's life. So just internally in my head, wrapping around the fact that he was consciously going to do something that he vowed he would never do.
Yeah.
That's where it was kind of like internally. I was kind of like, but.
Well, that's the thing that always bothered me. About, so it's like Scott's run, and then before that, like how Jeff Johns wrote him in Justice League, was that Batman was always that kind of guy. And like in Scott's, I always felt like, oh, geez, Batman's going to be dying, and like he's on his last breath, and he would figure out a way to be like, what about this thing? And you're like, it would come out of nowhere, be like, I'm Batman, of course I know how to do this. And so like there's two things in DC that you always could count on that they wouldn't have to explain it. They just be like, because he's Batman, and because of the Speed Force. Like, they never have to explain it because they go, either of those two things. And so now we come with a Batman that actually I enjoy more, that's more like, vulnerable. He could, like, like he's just a guy in a suit. And I think when we had that I Am Suicide issue and they showed the backstory, I know at the time there's a lot of controversy about him trying to kill himself. But I think what what Tom was trying to do, and the thing that I liked about it was like him showing that he is scared. He doesn't know what to do. Like, even when he was a kid and now he's an adult, and he's doing this kind of stuff, and we have to worry about knowing, or he's like, we're like, oh no, he's out there, he's Batman, he has no fear, and he's doing all this stuff, and he's still like you said, he's like, I might die, and he's still that scared little kid that's like, maybe I don't want to be alive anymore. And so like, I like that underlaying, being like, he's still a human at the end of the day. He's not this guy who like is going to pull out this kryptonite or the red sun, when he was fighting Superman, be like, he knows how to get out of that. No, he's just a guy that is scared to face Talia face to face.
Yeah. I did love the reveal of Talia in this issue, though. I thought that was freaking magic.
See, really? Because I saw that one coming.
Oh, really? Well, there was a lot of tension leading up to it.
A lot of tension, and then her just being like around all these people and like just like getting her clothes on and just being like, all right, let's go to work. Let's do this.
And you could tell they're both like on a suicide run, because even in the desert, like, horse dead, was it 14, 15 hours? And they're like, man, that's pretty good. And so like they keep going, like they are so like over being like, oh well, I guess a horse died. Like they're so just like, let's keep moving forward. Like they're so driven on this mission just to be like, knowing that they could die. Like Talia might kill them, and there's nothing going to stop them on their way there.
Right.
It at the end of the day, it really is a Batman story. Nothing's going to stop him from doing what he wants to do. But we add in that, I think at least the exciting thing being like, wait, something could happen to him where like he's not going to be Batman for a while. Maybe he doesn't need to be Batman for a while. Maybe he needs to be just Bruce Wayne.
That's exciting for me from a Damian standpoint, because I know it's going to cause some conflict for him as one of my favorite characters. So
if Batman is a scared little boy in an adult body, and I understand he's gone through some shit, all those years and years of mentally and physically and emotionally training himself have gone to waste if he's still afraid.
There is that.
And that's just me saying...
Well, that's what the War of Joker Riddler's storyline was about. Was like, all that didn't matter, because at the end of the day, he's no different than Joker or Riddler. He just needed that one thing to be like, when he was like, I made Kite Man who he is. When Riddler was saying this, I killed his son to make it like this, him a villain. And Bruce was on Riddler's side that time, and he was like, how am I any better? Like I was with him the whole time, and I never to like try to stop him, because he killed his son while he was with Bruce.
Yeah.
Like they were fighting, like he agreed to help him, and then he did all that. So like, so Bruce is like, how am I any better? Like, it doesn't matter. And maybe like he's probably still that guy, but he's kind of shooken up. He doesn't know, like, now he's like worried that his power, like what he became, is not helping anybody.
Yeah.
Like, he's not the hero anymore. Like, he is still, it doesn't matter when he wants something, people can still get hurt. And that's not what he wants to do. I don't know. I like it. You're right though. Like, you're either going to be like, oh, they're ruining my my god tier Batman, or you're going to be like, I like that it's.
I don't need god tier Batman. I'm just going with. I mean, I'm living in a world of Batman is number one, and it's not because he's better than anyone else. It's just that he's that methodical. He thinks everything through. Hard. He's worked that hard to be this guy. Because he doesn't. To me, I never see Batman as a hero. He just does the stuff that other people can't do. So when he's the world's greatest detective, it's because he's put in the 50 years of brain work. Hey, there's something, depending on what Dark Knight Returns, of course, he's like 100 years old in that book.
True.
I think that was the thing of Scott's run, and I like Scott's run a lot, but that always bothered me because he would say the same thing, be like, Batman is the best of the best, but what if he found out he wasn't? But he would always come out on top anyways. He would always have the crypt of the Red Sun glove or have some trick that he would get out of. But now I think Tom's like, he thinks he's number one, but what if he wasn't? And we're actually seeing like he isn't. Like, what if he isn't? Rather than, you know what I mean?
And I get that's the way he's telling the story, and I respect that. But it's hard for. Well, I love Batman so much that it's hard to see him be brought back.
Yeah, it's going against the grain of what you think of Batman.
And
but does it make you feel a little bit more for Bruce though? Like seeing like. You said he worked this hard for all this stuff, like, and now seeing him being like down on his luck, basically, like
it's weird seeing Bruce and Batman doubt himself.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll come back. I'm sure that the whole point of the story is him regaining his confidence,
and he gets fucking pissed and goes beats the shit out of everybody,
regaining who he is and become the Batman. Like I told, I called this like 4 months ago in the chat. So if it comes true, I wait.
Thank you, Tom.
By the way, Audio King, Tom King. I mixed up Tom King and audio listeners. I pointed to myself during that time. It was called "I Am Gotham," "I Am Suicide," "I Am Bane," and then we've had some more stories, and it's going to end with "I Am Batman," and that's going to be the finale where he becomes back to like who you know. There's got to break him down to build him back up.
Well, there's a lot of issues that need to go back into learning how to be a detective. Because the one thing about this book though, there's not as much detective work.
No, there's a lot of that in detective comics.
No, and I agree with that. But kind of staple of the name is be a detective.
If you want your god tier, go to Detective Comics. These over there are badass.
You know who's not a detective?
Who?
You tell me.
I give it a 9.
I guess we didn't score. No. 9.
Yeah, 9. No,
I give it a 9.
I give it a 10. I really like this issue a lot. Strong.
I didn't think it was perfect.
I thought it was strong.
No, I say to me it's not.
My 10s are perfect. No.
What?
Because his 10 is it's what he looks forward in the book, what he enjoys in the book. I'd give it a 9 for art mostly. Like the Talia al Ghul thing, that was great. I like seeing her. It'll be fun having her back. Who's the big fucker that Catwoman beats the shit out of? I don't know if they said his name.
I don't think so.
I always thought it was Raish's bodyguard.
Ubu.
I mean, it's probably not. It's just some bodyguard. Yeah. But anyway.
He just says, I'm the guard in the desert.
Yeah. Lame.
By the way, if you don't like Tom King's Batman, he said he's running 100 issues. So this is only 33. So strap yourself in.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I think we'll be done with Rebirth by then. I'm gonna give
we're done with Rebirth in 2 months.
Yeah, Rebirth's going to be done, but it'll still keep going.
Yeah, they're getting rid of the Rebirth thing.
Oh, I see.
I'm so excited. Full covers. Yes.
So you know who else is not a detective?
Who said that?
Garrett, you're a douchebag. We got Superman number 33, written by Tom Tomasi and Patrick Gleason. Art by
Peter Tomasi.
What did I say?
Tom Tomasi.
Did I say Tom Tomasi? Sorry.
Double T's. Tom Tomasi.
Superman number 33, written by and... Shit, fuck you guys. You guys ruined me now. Written by Peter J. Tomasi and Patrick Gleason, and pencils by Doug Mankey.
Surely they can see the cover on the video.
Now they can. I'll show it here. Instead of my face.
The first part of Imperial Lex. Garrett refreshed me. Lex Luthor's a hero now.
Yeah.
Has there been any kind of inkling that he's doing it for nefarious motives?
To be honest, no. And that's the most exciting part, is because Superman / Clark Kent can't trust him to save his life. He knows what Lex has done in the past. And so, like, this issue opens up with them working together. They teamed up.
Yeah.
And then halfway through, basically, Lex gets taken back to Apokolips because at one point in time, he was the ruler of Apokolips. But our Clark Kent does know that somewhat, but not really. Because, like, I don't know how that works. Because he wasn't really involved in that storyline very heavy with Lex being on. Because while Lex was on Apokolips, he was busy being Omega.
Yeah, I can't remember what Superman it was. What he was.
But I think like
God of Power.
Right. And so now this arc is going to be about Lex trying to kill Superman. Like that's been Lex Luthor's mission his whole existence prior to him turning over and becoming a hero. So it'll be funny that, you know, Superman's just starting to trust Lex, and then like unbeknown, like out of Lex's control, he's going to fuck it all up. And I love that because...
Do you think he's not actively trying to trick people?
Correct. I don't think he's...
What about his narrative when right before he gets captured, he's like, great, everybody trusts me. It's been enough time. You don't think he was like...
I think he may have been expecting to screw over Superman eventually in his own way, not how he is going to be doing it now.
But not as a villain, but taking over for Superman. He wants to replace him, not what it used to be is not just kill him and then rule the world for his own nefarious reasons. No, he wants to be the Earth's protector without Superman. He wants to be the one that everyone looks up to.
Not gonna lie, out of all the issues we read today, it's my least favorite one.
Really?
Superman.
It's a little different take on how to write a Superman story.
My problem actually would be is that I read Breaking Point, which was 31 and 32 back to back, which holy shit were amazing.
So good.
And then I got to this and it was a step back for me. I was like, oh, it's good, but it's not what I was looking forward to.
That's what I think is like when you have those guest teams come in, if you don't have a good transition into the next thing, it can really suffer. The book can suffer as a whole. I mean, for me, you know, one of the biggest, if you're a big Superman fan, which I know you guys are, but one of the big, you're not a big Superman fan?
Not as much as you. Like, yeah,
I know.
He's not.
But in all honesty,
right.
I mean, this is one of those books I get one for the show, and two, I like his character.
Right. What I'm about to say is like not to offend you. I just mean like one of the biggest things, if you're thinking of Superman and like your fandom of him, one of the big contesters is Superman's relationship with Lex Luthor. And so that's why getting into this, it took me no time to like get excited about this story.
It's an old story. Nothing new.
No, it's not an old story. It's playing on the old story.
Was the team up. That first 3 pages and 12 panels.
That's the whole point of this issue.
Really? Because it bugged me. It kind of threw me out. I was like, and I get that he's not a bad guy. But the Superman previous, I thought was always like, hey, you know, I don't trust you. I mean, in the Rebirth title, I thought he was still like, I don't know if I can really trust this guy. I get I need to team up with them to save these people, but they're still like, hey, Dylan, you son of a bitch, we're best friends. I was like, no, that doesn't sound right.
It wasn't really like that. It's more like Superman was training him. He's training him. Like, you know, when Lex is taking it a little too far, he's like, Lex, like, calm down. Like, you can do this a different way.
Why would he train him, though, if he doesn't trust him?
He's being with him to see if he can trust him.
I thought they showed up at the same time.
They did show up at the same time.
Okay.
But now they work together.
Show up first.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah. They do show up. And, like, he's not necessarily trying to partner up with him, but he's taking this opportunity. He's like, I'm going to see if I can trust him. It's just like when Superman, before he merged with New 52 Superman, whatever, became part of the Justice League. And Batman was like, you know, we have to have this guy help us, but we don't have to trust him right now until we get to know him better. But then the whole Superman, Mr. Mixolydic thing happened, and everything's back to normal. But
all right.
I find a lot of Superman stories are better when they're simpler.
Yeah, it could be way more simple.
It just seemed like to get from A to B in this story, they took along, like the beginning thing felt like, I know I was in here, but just like I don't know. I really don't like the beginning thing either. Not for the same reason you didn't, but I just thought it was unnecessary.
You're unnecessary.
What do you mean it's unnecessary? That's the driving.
I get that it is supposed to show you that, hey, Lex Luthor's still here.
But don't you guys get enough of that in Action Comics? Isn't that the whole thing?
No.
They did in the first arc?
Lex has barely been in it.
Yeah. He was in that. He was in the War of Superman or whatever. What was it?
Like,
he was in the first arc? I read that one.
He was in the first arc, and then he was in another
was like
arc.
20 issues ago.
Ooh, done. I got it.
Please.
They don't like each other.
No. That's not how
They're
that
gonna work
works.
together.
This is after the merge.
Anyways, that was fine, but I really didn't care for it. The Superman family part was the best part.
The fight in the park made me laugh.
Yeah. When he's Ray's son, he's like, and they both opened it. That was cool.
Yeah.
That was cool. The only thing that I know I'm being nitpicky, they're in a fucking park. Depending on how late that park was, people are still there. All of a sudden, they just saw these fucking robots come out of nowhere to talk to the Kents.
I'm sure they ran away once they saw robots.
Holy shit!
I'm Superman. Am I going to save people or walk out of the park?
And maybe
and
the
then
thing is
get
they slow it down so you can watch them, take their coats off. So they're already... And no one knows that it's Clark Kent anyway, even when his hair's moved. Stupid.
Then as soon as they got captured and the mother boxes took them away, kind of zoned out.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not that much left of it, but...
The only thing that I questioned, and again, too much thinking going on. What's the air like in Apocalypse? Because Lois is dead.
They're fine.
What do you mean they're fine?
Well, I thought she was going to make mention, which I was kind of shocked they didn't, is that maybe something happened with her molecules from wearing the Apocalypse batsuit.
Yeah.
But they didn't even mention it, which I thought was
Here's
odd.
what I mean about that beginning part being unnecessary. I feel like it should have been more to set it up. This feels like they're like, we're going to get to Apocalypse like today, like this issue. Where I feel like it could have been the whole thing and we could have ended with those robots showing up and then that could have been the last scene. And then let's do the next thing. You know,
I agree.
The pacing just seems
that would have
rushed.
read as a better issue.
That's what I don't
feel
like. Like I said, the breaking point 2 issues were great. But like to do that in the middle of a run... Because now, you feel disoriented, and now you're like, hey, let's go.
Can we say that out of all the Rebirth books, this one probably has like the worst schedule in terms of like who's on the book?
Yeah.
Like, why aren't they like? Is any other book not have the same writer throughout the whole thing? These guys think the writers are taking. That's true, but they break it up into arcs. At least.
That's true.
But I mean, like, it's not like James Robinson is on it now forever, or until he does his thing.
Right.
Tom King's on Batman forever. Even when there's like single issues, Tom King's still doing it. For Superman, for some reason, the last arc wasn't even written by Peter J. Tomasi and Patrick Gleason. Like
they started to do that in Action Comics too. It wasn't Dan Jurgens. It
really?
was Rob
Okay.
Williams who wrote.
What's up with that? Like Green Lanterns is always Sam Humphries until now it's Tim Seeley, and Tim Seeley was Nightwing throughout the whole thing. I don't understand like why this one is like.
Yeah, that it's just kind of annoying to be honest. So like
I
saw an ad for the Superman sitting on the throne too, and I'm just like,
I wanted that cover.
That cover looks sweet, but I'm like, where's that coming from this?
Yeah.
But I do think you're right. Like we get that arc, and then we get this again, and then we get something where like issue 7, they're in a carnival, and then we get a random issue where he's fighting Frankenstein, and it's just like this book does seem like it's mostly good, but every once in a while they're like, we don't got time for someone else can do an issue real quick about some random thing. And you're like, okay,
very disjointed.
Yeah.
I give it an 8 though.
Yeah, it was
I actually read.
I'd give it a 7.
I read this.
I'm gonna give it a 7
after reading Mr. Miracle #2. So like Apocalypse was on the brain.
Did you not read 3 yet?
I haven't read 3 yet.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
2 I thought was great.
Because I'm gonna reread 1 through 3 just to stay.
It's a good idea.
Solid.
Which one you can't reread though? Alex probably could. Department H #19, written by Matt Kint. With art by Matt Kint and colors by Charlene Kint.
Do you say I can't reread a book?
No, I just meant like I said you can. Did I say you can't?
Yeah, you said
I meant
Alex
you
can't
can.
reread this book.
Like Alex would reread this one day if I like.
Dude, I say what?
19 issues? Sure.
This issue, I loved. This is one of my favorite issues.
I really like this issue.
This was amazing.
The light spotlight is on Bob. I loved what his past job was.
His backstory was really great. I would love that they saved it to this point. So that way you don't know the whole time, like, how much of killer he is.
How well trained he is.
I feel like if he would have dropped this information, issue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I would have been like, he killed him.
Yeah.
I still am going, he has the power to have done it. I don't think he did it.
I think he has the motive.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't really have the motive.
No, he doesn't have the motive for it, but he's got the technique. He's got the skill. And
Let's get the power of love.
I got a surprise. I did some thinking. I know, surprise. When you count how many water bubbles there are, there's 19 water fill-ins.
Go ahead.
Oh, God.
What?
You kill me. Keep talking.
Do you guys already know it's only 24 issues?
Yeah, it says in the back.
No, this is new information. Yeah, we do.
Oh, I didn't read the back. I just did.
Oh, in the letter pages, he's like,
It's literally the first paragraph.
yeah, it's like, there's 24 issues. There's only 6 more left to go. It's
No,
literally
it's only
the first
5
line.
more.
No, 6.
How? 20, 21, 22,
No, it's
23,
going to be
24.
it's going to be 24 issues.
Oh, he says 6 in the back.
Well,
Pretty sure.
This was the first of the last arc.
Oh, I think he says this is one of. Yeah, let's see here.
One of
I
6.
finished writing Department H this week. I was invited to be an artist in residence in Vienna this month. The art for issue 18 has been done. Before we left the States, we didn't want to lug a scanner behind us or along with us. So when I was in Vienna, I wrote the scripts for issues 19 through 24, which incidentally are the last 6 issues. Is this 19?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So he wrote this. He's talking about right now.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, speaking of the numbering, kind of sad. Like I know we only have 5 issues
Well,
left now.
we knew from
Yeah.
day one. We were like, "There's no way this thing is ongoing,
Right.
like forever." There
That's
wasn't
true.
an end. We expected 6 issues, and then they were like, "Oh no, there's more." He never said it was ever 24. I mean,
Right.
obviously you can tell, like you said, you came up with that.
Oh, no, everyone else apparently already knew, so it didn't matter.
He even talks about that. He goes, "Everybody knew about it already."
24 issues.
He goes, "It's not really that much."
One, I don't sound that stupid. Dickweed.
But me and Marvin looked at each other like we know exactly what.
Yeah, but did you find out actually reading the book, or did you have to read the spoilers at the end when he tells you?
But what if the water was going to climb down after you got to the top?
I already count because I counted. Oh, there's only
Could have been 48
24.
issues.
That'd be weird.
I forgot. What it was.
Waiting for this thing to dry out.
Oh, we thought it was going to be 6, and then we were like, maybe it's 12. And then somewhere around like 14, 15, we're like, oh, maybe this thing's ongoing.
Yeah.
For some reason, it didn't enter into my head that maybe it's 24. You know what? Like, I
Right.
never expected it to be like that. I thought maybe 30, 40, 50, like around that range. I think I even said 50 at one point. You know, like, this thing could probably go 50. They go on the surface. But I like that it's going to be just them. That this story's
Yeah.
going to be about them.
Dumb question for: has this book ever taken a break? Has it?
There was
I think
one
so,
between
yeah,
arcs,
like a
but it only was a month.
2 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember there being much of a break.
They just skipped a
between
month,
this.
I think.
Okay.
So let's get into the story here. Let's basically what?
What the fuck is going on?
I didn't say anything or do anything. I'm still mad at you guys.
You know, it's
for
a lot
knowing
of time in
stuff.
the show. I just stared at him and he thinks like I'm
I know.
doing
it's
homage or
like,
something.
Fuck. So they get to the next substation.
Yeah.
Um,
Subway.
Sure. Subway. Why not?
I'm in.
Eat fresh.
Eat fresh.
Okay. And we get Bob's story, like you guys were saying. What else do we find out?
So they had lost power at the bottom of the sea, and
Oh, yeah, and then
who's controlling the robots?
Elaine or Alan or how
Alan.
you say
Okay,
his
so
name.
Alan's controlling 3 robots to help charge their sub, so they can get to the next station.
Right.
And they show in the beginning of the book on the cover page telling you how to decompress. How you decompress. You can't just go from the bottom and raise all the way up. You need to let the gases balance out.
Now, how many substations are left? Did they say 5?
5.
Oh, because there's 5 issues left.
Yeah.
Blow my mind.
Boom.
Detective.
She still really doesn't trust any of them. But it
No.
seems like she really doesn't have any idea who it is still.
But she got back on track on that. Like, maybe she didn't trust people in the last couple of issues, but this one they actually got back into that. I'm still trying to figure out who killed Dad,
Yeah.
and so it was a nice,
dad.
you know.
I
Sorry, when I talk about like my dad, I just say Dad,
I know.
and so I don't actually. That's like the one bad thing about my English.
I do like that about the end.
Shut up, Marvin.
The last panel. Jeez, can't talk. The last panel.
I was gonna say, what's wrong with your voice today? It's like really deep. What happened to that
He's
pepper?
hitting puberty again.
That pepper fucked you up.
It did a little bit, but the last panel is like the captain saying, "Oh, I just don't give a fuck," or "I don't care, like I don't trust any of you anyways," and like Mia's just like, "Oh, you fucking idiots," because she's like, "I don't. That's the like we don't trust anybody."
No, that's her saying that.
I know she says, but look what he says right before it.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Oh, she's talking about Aaron,
Yeah,
or he is. He's
Right.
like, I never did trust.
I
him
never
anyways.
trust him, and she's like, "Oh, I don't trust." Oh, you.
Is that
She's like-
Q?
No, it's Raj.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, her brother.
She's like, I don't tell them, but I don't trust any of them either.
Hmm.
Which is weird, like to say about. She doesn't even trust her own brother that her brother didn't kill her dad.
Yeah.
all the evidence is gone. She talks about it here. All the evidence is at the bottom of the sea. Her dad's at the bottom of the sea. There's nothing left except reading these people and trying to find out what they know. And we have 5 issues.
Yeah, it's getting. I mean, it's been exciting.
We talked about the last few issues where them trying to survive, and now that they're okay in this station, they're going to go station to station to station. I think we're back to being. Let's figure out this mystery. What's been going on, and who did it? There's been. Hey, he says in the back that he says that he likes to do an outline from issue 1 to his endpoint. He doesn't really write the scripts for it, but he does an outline what happens here, here, and here. That way he can call back to them, put clues in it, so that way it makes sense, and that way you're not in issue 1 and be like, wait, you said this thing, and now this doesn't make sense. So he said each issue has something that you could figure this out. We're almost done.
I haven't figured it out yet.
Just like
the 2 clues they show in the back, one of them's a test tube, and that's what I saw.
Yeah, I saw the cure test tube.
That was in issue 2 or 3. Because that's when I was starting to theorize, I bet there's clues in every issue. And then he said it in his letters column.
Then we get next issue, November 22nd. Look at this picture; it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could be him. What's his name?
Q.
That's right.
I really like that book a lot. Some people think Matt Kinton's hit or miss, but it's really good. It's not. We talk about it all the time. It's not like a book you're going to be read one issue, one arc, and be like, wow, this thing is action packed. It keeps going. It really is, and I don't know any way to describe it, but in the sense of a slow burn, this really is
to me, this is the bonfire at night where you're just oh yeah, I'm just gonna sit and relax and enjoy this because it's a good read overall. Shut up! You guys are giving me all these stupid faces tonight.
The color,
you don't have to say anything. It's your dumb faces.
There's something relaxing about the watercolors, but also it can turn in 1 second. And be in the darkness and stuff like that, where it's also kind of terrifying. At least for me,
dude. Every time shut up.
I just like that. Marvin's talking about a slow burn. I mean, it's like sitting at a bonfire.
Well, I was going to say that while he was talking. I thought, no, I'll let him finish this thing.
What I understand what you mean is you're sitting there. People tell stories over bonfires, and it's kind of those kind of stories where it's a long term,
sure.
Like a folk tale, right?
I was just thinking, you let those logs burn for a while. It's kind of slow.
You meant literally stirring it to a fire.
Pretty much.
And then your mind goes.
All right. 9. I give it a 9.
Yeah, 9. It's one of the stronger issues for me.
Yeah,
I really
this is probably actually one of my favorite ones.
Sherlock, Frankenstein, and the Legion of Evil. This is the spinoff of a Black Hammer. Black Hammer done, I guess. Coming back soon with the sequel series, but...
Can I ask you guys something?
Yeah.
Do you think where 13 ended, that's justifiably a good endpoint for a volume?
I could see it. I mean, the title is called Black Hammer. So when she gets the power of Black Hammer, why not be that?
It makes sense, but I didn't expect it.
Yeah.
Jeff Lemire, colors art by Dave Rubin. This is, like you said, Black Hammer's daughter. Goes from the point when she finds out that who her dad was and trying to find them.
Well, that issue that we go to the past, I think it was issue 10 or 11 of normal Black Hammer. Who knew that was like a backdoor pilot to this bad boy?
Like it was 11 or 12.
Yeah, because that's literally the prequel to this.
This is 13. Sorry, this is 13.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool to see that issue takes place literally right before this. Like she walks out of the Hammer Cave. Is it the Hammer Cave?
Hall of Hammer.
Hall of Hammer. And then she's going to find Sherlock, which is really cool.
That'd be good.
I love David Rubin's art, though.
I was going to say the art's really strong in this. Yeah. A lot of panel, especially when she goes into the asylum.
Yeah.
Really great. Really good stuff. I do like Dean's stuff, but...
I had a hard time reading that panel, that whole page of where they're going.
There's arrows.
Was there arrows?
The whole time.
No way.
Yes, there is.
I felt like I was in an asylum. I was so confused on what I was doing.
There's no arrows.
Yes, there is. Look down there by the bottom of the staircase.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Look down by their feet. Yeah, there's arrows.
But they're not pointing to the next panel.
They're pointing to the direction of flow.
I got confused.
It's pointing up. Are you going to read this way?
But either way,
idiot.
I know what's going on. I'm just saying that
I didn't have any issues reading it, but I know what he means.
Yeah.
It's not left to right.
Sometimes veterans can't read
It
that
was a circle. I really like the story too a lot.
Yeah.
It really, like I thought this was going to be, she's going to find Frankenstein, Sherlock Frankenstein in the first issue, and it was going to be a lot of her trying to get him to talk to her and find out more information. But then when you realize at the end, at least if you're going to believe what the guy said, that he might have went with them because he obviously was running towards Anti-God and Black Hammer before they went off. And he said after it went off, he didn't see him anymore.
You know what? My theory is Sherlock Frankenstein caused them to go into the zone.
You think so?
Yeah, because he's heading towards them, and then next thing you know,
It makes sense.
poof goes the heroes.
Could be that.
That amped it for me. I was like, he's manipulative. He's like super scientific. So like, why couldn't he be the one that sent them to this dimension?
But wasn't he good at the end? Him and Gale were together.
Yeah, he was.
So maybe he was
Catwoman.
Maybe he was trying to send Anti-God away, but he accidentally sent them away.
But there was a period of time in the middle too where he acted good, but then it was just behind the scenes, like pulling strings.
That's true.
So we need more information. I think.
I like it a lot. I like Jeff Lemire is so good about making empathetic characters. There's a scene where she talks to that bad guy who's a robot who's actually just a kid. That scene was like, I was like, man, he never wanted to be this robot. Dr. Frankenstein stole some kid's soul, basically, that he's a ghost, and put him in this machine. And the kid just lashes out because he's a kid and he's scared. He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't want to be a bad guy, but like
How do you not be a bad guy when you're a giant robot?
Yeah, and when the only person you know when you come back and you're scared is Sherlock Frankenstein, he tells you how to do something, and then you realize, oh no, this is a bad thing to do. And he hates him now. And then at the end when he's like, can you just tell them that I was nice? I just want them to put the TV back on. Like,
I know. I felt so bad. Yeah, yep,
I felt so bad. And then right away the cop was like, they're scum. They're scum. Don't talk to them. I was just like, this guy's just a fucking kid. Right. Like he's literally stuck in a prison for no choice that he made.
Against his own will. Yeah.
God, it was so good. I was like,
this was a 10 for me.
Yeah, I was really strong. I'm going to give it a 9.
I'd stick with 9. Just because
you're right.
I wanted more Sherlock in it. I mean, I know there was a lot of backstory, but I really was hoping that he'd actually be in this issue, especially that it's only 4 issues.
I guess I see it as he probably will be in once she finds him. I'm guessing at the end of 2, she finds him.
Right.
And then he helps put things together and gets her to the realm.
You're right. I can't think of any. I mean, you just mentioned a couple issues ago that for me, 10's not perfect. It's just that like I really enjoyed it and wouldn't change anything. So that's why I call it 10. And there's really nothing in here I would change. You're right. Like I expected Sherlock to be in here, but it actually was a surprise for me and actually refreshing that it's not all going to be about him and her dealing with each other. We get other stuff too.
Yeah.
Dude, that kid just makes me sad.
It does, but he's like,
when he goes, can you just wants to watch nice
now
so I can have the TV?
Now he's like, okay, I'm going to be stuck in here, but he wants to watch TV now. And
that's too bad. It's like, why can't they? And I don't know. This is me just being hopeful. It'd be nice if they could pull out that soul and at least put it in a different body, a smaller body.
Done.
Astro Boy
stuck in there forever. He's literally not alive. There's no way he's ever getting out.
Well, how'd they get?
And now he can't watch TV.
Take a vacuum and shove him in something else.
Because they all think that all those guys are scum. They don't listen to them.
Well, to be fair, the way Grim Dick or whatever his name was,
it's like Count of Monte Cristo.
He seemed like he was a pretty bad guy.
Yeah, that guy
who wore a Britney Spears ripped up shirt as a bad guy.
You know who else was a bad guy?
Killer Be Killed number 13, written by Ed Brubaker, art by Sean Phillips, and colors by Elizabeth Breitweiser.
Dylan is trying to figure out. He knows for sure the demon is not real, but he's trying to figure out why he saw him. And then also like he doesn't ever seen him in his life, so he's trying to figure out what's going on. Goes back to his mom's house.
Starts obsessing over this demon.
He does.
Mom house.
Almost unhealthy. It's me unhealthy. Goes back to his mom's house and learns that he has a brother he never knew about. Half brother, right?
Half brother.
Yep.
That committed suicide when he was young. So and his dad didn't talk about him. His dad also committed suicide, and he's tried twice. Dylan has. So, but he's like, he's like, yeah, you knew we talked about him when you were younger until his dad passed away, and then could really talk about it anymore.
But she also doesn't know a whole lot because the first son was from
that's what
her dad's first marriage.
Yeah.
She never felt the need to bring it up. So you get this. So like he's already like dealing with. I can't remember ever seeing this demon in the pictures, and then now he learns that he had a half brother that they told him about, but he goes, I don't remember any of this. So now he's trying to figure out like how mentally ill he is. But then he uses that in an unhealthy way, I think, and channels it towards anger for his dad. Like he starts thinking about his dad a lot, about how he's had a shitty life. His son killed himself, and then he tried to make his dreams happen, his art dreams, and that got fucked up by the mob and stuff like that, which leads us to how this whole series started. We always thought that he was going to kill his Russian mob people because, the demon told him he has to kill people, and he finally decided to go after them. But now we're at a point where now he knows that's fake, and now he's not killing people because he's trying to save people. Now he's killing them because he's angry.
Yeah.
And it's very different dynamic than we thought it was going to be.
Well, a little bit is that they keep coming after him now. Because even the bad guys go, well, that hero's somewhere around here.
I think he was content. This is a long time since that happened, where he basically was like, okay, I think I'm there. They think I'm gone now. And so...
How long has it been?
He talks about it. He lay low for a while. He went to his mom's, and I don't know how long it's been. They don't say.
Well, I know they don't...
Over the summer, she said. She'll take 3 months.
Oh, I thought that had already... Okay. I thought that was previous issues ago.
He's still planning to kill them all. I mean, he knew that going in, but now he has the hellfire of...
Because he was at that Halloween party.
But I think before it was more he was being strategic about it, being like, I got to figure out who I got to kill to stop this. And now he's like, I'm just going to kill them all.
Kill them all. That's fuck.
Punisher style.
I do like how... What's the girlfriend's name again?
Kira.
Like, I like their dynamic in this issue. Like he plays a hero. He's trying to protect his girlfriend. He's trying to, figure out his demons. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But you know what I think is also funny? Oh God. What I also think is funny is that he, we thought the demon was real. I mean, in his mind, at least. You always assumed it was fake, and we all did too. But now it's almost like he's making the demon real because of how much he's obsessing over it and how much it's in the background. Obviously the demon's probably not real, but his psychosis, his thinking process is making something. He's he keeps saying, I know the demon's not real, but then he keeps obsessing over that. Hey, it's real basically to him.
If nothing else, that helps justify what he's doing.
Right.
Because even he mentions, he goes, I killed 2 people in a month. The demon would be happy with that.
Right.
Even I don't know what he's trying to tell us in this. We can infer a couple things, but the person who was trying to sacrifice that lady in that full page splash page, and the demon's right behind him, kind of looks like his dad. So maybe he used himself as a reference for that person, so that he sees that before they walk in and tell him about his half brother. That maybe he is either his dad's saying that demon's me, I'm dealing with this demon on my back, or that the manifestation of the demon is the mob behind him, that's always behind him. He has to worry about it. So we'll see where that comes out of it. But I think there's a nice. This book is not about one thing, and that's what I like about this book. When I read it, I'm never like this whole issue. It could have been all about him killing the mob people, but he even says, he goes, can't be all action. Let's go back and figure out why. What's the why? And I think that's what this book does a good job about, especially at the beginning. Always giving him motive to do stuff rather than just having him do stuff. Ed, did you read the letter pages, right?
Oh, yeah. So good this time around.
One of the best ones is Kill Reguild. Ed talks about how he went back and watched Sopranos, right?
Yeah, it makes me want to watch it. I've never seen
Sopranos. Really good. And people, that's one thing that I always loved about the series, and I'm glad that he thinks the same thing. And I think actually what's good about his writing, especially in this series, is that people talk like real people. They're not. It's not just a mob show where they talk about mob things. There's a lot of episodes where it's just about human things, about him being a dad, him being about a husband, him dealing with being afraid and going to a therapist and talking about it, and like being afraid to talk to a therapist, stuff like that. And then in this series also, you get Dylan worrying about the demon thing, but also worried about his mental health. Worried about not really in this issue, but Kira, like getting together Kira, and so like there's a lot of things going on, but also like small moments when he gets there and his mom's like, "No worries, I take the taxi." Where's the taxi? No, takes the bus to the grocery store.
Yeah,
you can keep the car. Like all these little moments like that. And then, you guys want ice cream? No, I'm okay. I'll have ice cream. Good. It's not gonna make me feel guilty by having ice cream by myself. Like little moments like that, it's just like it fills up this thing to make it feel more real, rather than just like all the action, all like the plot, like a plot, and like there's a lot of stuff in here where it's just like, yeah, that's real people having real like getting us like gives them ice cream, right. And or just like being like rather than just being well, he says in here, what was it? It wasn't Sopranos. It was something else. He's noticed a lot on TV. And I bring it up all the time in the show. Once again, glad that this is probably why he's one of my favorite writers. He talks about if you watch TV, like 90% of the time, people aren't talking. People are just giving up plot. People are just like being like, "Hey," or they'll be like, "Oh yeah, don't you remember my brother from whatever?" And like obviously the person knows that his brother is not how people talk. I think we say all the time in the show, that's not how people talk. Why you quit saying plot through your mouth? There's different ways to show it. Like. And that's in this too. Like instead of him being like, we're gonna go to my mom's house and like, or like him saying, "I gotta go to my mom's house and figure out what's going on." Instead, in dialogue, he's like, "Hey, I gotta bring my mom's car back to Winchester. You want to come with me?" Boom. Now we know he's going somewhere. He's taking Kira with him. They can explain so much just through the natural thing that somebody would tell somebody, or him. Also, I went like Sean Phillips and Elizabeth Brewer are amazing.
Kill it.
But not like in very subtle ways that I really noticed in this issue, and I have to go back and check. Even with, and I would call it acting, but I'm not like the way the facial expressions are in like this series. A lot of great acting. There's like great acting is not me saying dialogue and then you saying dialogue and going back and forth. It's me saying dialogue, you reacting to it in your face and naturally like the reaction from it and then responding to it, not just saying your next line. And in this book, there's a lot of that good stuff, especially when he's on the subway and they're talking, and you can see him go like this and like kind of contemplating it and like talking, and it makes it feel more real rather than him just like next page him just sitting there talking. And I think in a lot of comics they're so worried about like okay, cut to her, cut to him, that they don't worry about like there's a part where he's like like kind of fidgeting. There's like a great
natural.
Yeah. There's a great scene here. If you read Kill or Be Killed, look at that page. That Dylan is kind of walking behind because he's so lost in the thought about his half brother. He just like he's so in shock about like, I got a brother. I didn't even know about a brother. And Kira is kind of walking ahead of him, looking back at him, being like, "Is he okay?" Like, and she's like, he's kind of like stumbling forward a little bit, and she's more short-footed than him, and just being like, in a way that taking care of him because she knows like he really is. He already is mentally ill. She knows that. She knows that he's on medication. I gotta watch out and make sure that he's gonna be okay. And we get that later in dialogue where she's like, "You okay to go home by yourself? It's a lot to put on you." But you also could see it just by her looking at him, being like, she's worried about him.
Yeah.
And just in this panel, and it's like, not a lot of comics that can look at somebody and be like, "Oh, I know how they feel." And even like moments like we get to this last panel where like he's fucking angry, like he's so mad. I've never seen his face like that in this whole series. Like that's the most angry he's been in this whole thing.
I like that this issue has gone full circle. Like from the first scene in the first issue, we've gotten to it. We understand why now. And I love the fact that he's like, you don't know what's coming next.
Yeah, now
which is like blowing
it's exciting
my
because
mind.
we always knew we were going to come to this point.
Yeah.
And we knew like Dylan couldn't die because he's got to get to this point. He's still going to be doing this thing at this point. But now, like, yeah, you're right. Going forward to what Ed said, you don't know.
Yeah.
What could happen?
10.
Yeah, this is
10 on this bad boy.
So
well, this was a 9.
I really like this issue a lot.
There really wasn't anything that was like, oh my gosh, so good. I was like, oh, okay.
What? Full circle?
No.
I like those little moments too, like I just explained. But
little moments are great. And I like getting inside Dylan's head. Like the psychosis about it all is just, it's fun.
It really is also just like a tell about like, if you erase all the, him being vigilante and all that, demon stuff. It really just is a book about like how to deal with mental illness. Like at the end of the day, he's like, people think about it being like, oh, either people are afraid of people who are mentally ill, like thinking like, oh no, that guy's crazy, or they really worry for them and be like, oh, they can't take care of themselves. But then you get it from like his standpoint being like, he knows he's sick and he's trying to figure out how sick he is, but he can't trust himself. So he has to go find evidence and being like, it's so like also scary being like, he knows that like he's not well, but he can't figure out how unwell he is and like what is real and what's his own mind. And it really is brings like this kind of dynamic in this book being like, yeah, there's action. He's fighting these bad guys, but also like, we don't know, like we see the book from his standpoint. We don't know if he is telling things 100% correctly because he doesn't remember his half brother. He doesn't remember these demons before. Who's to say that stuff he hasn't told us is not even real? Like he's so unwell, we can't trust him.
Who's to say what he's finding is real?
Yeah, or what he's seeing. We don't know. He's been hallucinating a demon. He could have been hallucinating other stuff in this book. So it also brings that dynamic of being like, yeah, we're hearing from his standpoint, but he's unreliable. I'm sure what's going on.
Right.
I really love this book a lot. Hey, he's working on a series, Ed Brubaker, he said, with the director of Driver.
So it's going pretty slow, but that's okay as long as they work out.
I'm excited. You watch Westworld?
I did not watch it yet.
I thought it was a little self-serving. I do like Ed a lot, but he's like great shows and he names a couple shows when he's talking about Sopranos, and he goes, Westworld is like, dude, you write on Westworld. Like you can't really bring up be like, Westworld's a good show when you write.
Right, a little biased. A little biased.
I mean, to be fair, he only wrote a few episodes, not the whole thing. But
I should watch it, but I just never got into it.
His episode's really good that he writes by himself.
Yeah.
So maybe it's okay. Toots his own horn.
You should watch that show. It's sci-fi, but it's not space, so you're good. Robots.
You know the weird thing? I did watch.
Androids.
I've watched Firefly, and I like that show.
Ooh.
Space Cowboys.
Space.
That's funny though, and it has your favorite person in it.
Nathan Fillion, of course.
Garrett,
last book of the night, we got Mighty Thor 700, The Death of the Mighty Thor. And I'm going to read this little bit really quick. A 50-page Asgardian epic as chronicled by Jason Aaron, Russell Dodderman, Walter Simonson, Daniel Acuna, James Herron, Becky Cloonan, Das Pastoras, Chris Burnham, Andrew McLean, Jill Thompson, Mike Del Mundo, Oliver Coipel, Matthew Wisson, Dave Stewart, and Ive Sforvzina.
I'm impressed. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
I gave it to him.
I couldn't have done that.
So I told Marvin and Alex before reading this, like, this is my chopping block issue. If this issue sucked, I was gone. I would leave Mjolnir in the frickin' sand and say adios. I read this.
Yeah.
You know when the Destroyer in Thor 1 like beats him up, and then Thor lifts his hand out of the air and grabs the hammer, and then frickin' Thor's up? That's what I felt after reading this. I was like, I am recharged. I got some lightning coming through me, some thunder rattling, and I'm ready for some more Thor. Like this issue, I mean, art was great. I love when I turned the first page and Walter Simonson's art is sitting right there. It's a shame there was only one page, but I'll take it where I can get it. Yeah, I mean, it was very heavy about Odin's son, which was nice. I mean, Jane has been Thor, so she is Thor. So we got a lot of her.
You really thought it was Odinson heavy? I really didn't think so.
I'm not saying like heavy isn't a bad thing. I like that.
He was nice to see in it a lot.
Yeah.
Equal,
but it had a lot of Thors.
It did, yeah. All the Thors.
One part I didn't like, Frog
Not
Thor.
all the Thors.
Frog Thor I didn't like.
Oh, really? I like
you don't
Throg.
like Simon?
I like Throg.
I like him too. Yeah.
Is Beta Ray Bill is dead, right? From Thor's?
I don't think that's canon.
Okay.
But
I didn't know because he's on the cover, and I didn't know if he was actually dead or not.
The cover's fake.
No way, he's dead.
My favorite part of this, I wasn't really. I mean, I thought it was good, but I really wasn't like blown away by that. A little too long, I thought.
Yeah, but at least for $5.99. I mean, yes, it was like Civil War II where they showed you all the things coming up, but at least it cohesively made sense.
It was
at least
better
it wasn't
than I was
any
expecting.
reprints.
Right. You were worried about that.
About the reprints or side stories and not the main story. It was actually just all the main story, I thought. Or at least like they're
all goings on.
Touching on things that have happened before or things that are going to be happening and stuff like that. So that was actually really refreshing. And I was like, oh, okay, good. You're going to actually use the pages of new content that are actually going to, I hate saying it, but actually mean something. going forward. But my favorite part was Galactus versus Ego. Best part, I thought.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Throws back to the God of Thunder run.
He's using Gore's sword, which I didn't know Gore had a sword.
Yeah, I don't remember Gore having the sword.
Really?
That's one of those books that I want to go back and read. That first 1 through whatever it was, 10,
was it Gore?
15.
I think it was Gore.
Yeah, he says he has Gore as the God Butchers because he becomes Galactus the World Butcher.
Old Man Thor. Oh no, you're right. He threw it into space, and then when he beat Galactus, he threw him up there. The Jane Thor stuff, Jane Thor stuff, I really liked a lot. It was Dodderman art. I like Dodderman a lot. The part where Volstagg gets his hammer back and meets Matic. What was his name?
As a Magnog?
Mangog.
The billions and millions of people's hate together. He's been around for a while.
I don't know who that character is.
I
He's
don't
been around
either.
for a long time.
Oh, really?
He was in a recent arc, wasn't he?
I don't remember.
Oh,
He
yeah. I was like, oh, he's back.
I know they talked about him or referenced him that he was coming, but I don't remember ever seeing him.
And I like that we went to the past and we went to the future again. Like, that's what I missed about the Thor book is
God of Thunder.
Yeah, getting some past Thor, some current Thor, some future Thor. And I guess that's what kind of made me not like Mighty Thor as much, is because yes, I get Jane Foster as Thor, and she has every right to be. But give me a little Odinson. Give me at least 2 to 3 pages of him each issue. I want to know what he's up to. Just because he's not Thor.
Odinson.
Yeah, just because he's not Thor doesn't mean he's not important.
I didn't like the Loki parts in this book at all.
That was forced.
Usually I like Loki. I even got Journey to Mystery when it was Loki. I got one of my favorite issues is Thor 600. Callback 100 issues ago. Where they have maybe it's 590. It's around 600. Where it's Loki's backstory. That issue's really, really good. It's by JMS, your buddy. Grounded. His Thor is really good.
Yeah.
So usually I like Loki. I like his backstory. I like the way he is. But in this, it just felt like a throwaway thing.
He seems like I know that's who Loki is as a character. He's just annoying as shit. And maybe that's what they're aiming for, but I'm sick of him just doing shit just because he's Loki. He's like, I'm Loki, I have to do this.
It almost seems like less of a strategic plan. It's just shit to do shit.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Legacy, right? It's supposed to be reverting back to basics, how it's gonna how Marvel used to be, and try to get you back on track. Do you think it did it?
This one for me, it definitely did it. But more so because of Odinson. Because I'm one of those people, especially with Legacy, I get the new character representing the same hero. That's totally fine. But some of us still love the characters that we were experiencing before. And I call back to Bruce Banner Hulk versus Amadeus Cho. I don't like Amadeus Cho. I don't think he's an interesting character.
The thing with that felt random.
Yeah.
See,
makes more sense.
I've never had a problem with Jane being Thor because it made sense.
I don't have a problem with her being Thor, but I still really like Odinson. I feel like I'm missing out on something when I don't have him in a book.
There's some issues of Jane Foster Thor I like a lot that are really well written. And honestly, before we found out that it's Jane, I really enjoyed this book. Since she's been told, it's it makes sense. But I'm with Garrett. I miss having Odinson, so it's nice just to see him even be referenced and talked about and shown a couple panels.
You saw him a little bit ago, the Unworthy Thor?
Yeah. Mm. I liked Thori in this, the dog.
Yeah.
Gets tired from killing everybody.
R.I.P. Dead.
Is he dead? Did he die?
No, he has blood in him. I'm not sure if he's dead.
I didn't know if it was his blood or if he was just so tired of killing everybody.
He was Loki's dog in Journey into Mystery.
Oh, really?
Good dog.
Mm. Yeah, I mean...
It's an 8 for me.
That's where I was going to put it in 8.
It wasn't the only thing that I felt that was weird is that a lot of Legacy stuff feels like they're trying to be I guess the only thing Legacy I read was Defenders, and that wasn't. But it feels like the idea behind it is we're going back to how he used to be but this seemed like, oh, here's where we've been for the last like 2 years.
That's
It's
true.
the same thing. But this one was like a convergence of all the storylines. Being like, here's where they all are at, and here where we're going with them. A preview basically of the War of Realms, the thing we've been building to. And doesn't really feel like this is like, okay, here's a new track. It just feels like, okay, this is more like
Let's keep the status quo
of the track we've been on.
So no, Jason Aaron is done, right? This is
no way.
Where did I read the?
I just told you that he's going to be on this for the long haul. Him and Dan Slott are on their books for a long time.
I heard you say someone else. So I thought I was going to say, because there's at the end of this book, there's a different name for a writer.
Where?
Right there. Turn the page.
Well, he did
These
the
are
origin
primers.
page. Yeah,
These are primer pages. They have an NRE Legacy book.
Oh, I see.
They're like 2-page origins.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Well,
Robbie
he talks
Thompson
about it in this
usually.
page. He says he writes a little thank you for 700 issues, even though not really. Yeah, I mean, he thanks everybody for keeping Thor alive for 700. Thank you. Where was it at? And I like to thank all of us involved are determined to make these next 700 issues just as exciting and thunderous as the last. Obviously, doesn't mean he's going to write 700 issues, but yeah, he'll be on it for a little bit.
Well, Tom Brevoort already confirmed that they're going to be on at least for the immediate. I mean, for the next.
Because the only reason I ask is that it'd be weird that he sets up the next story and then doesn't tell that story.
Oh no, that's all.
And I thought he's been on this book for 5 years now, whether it be God of Thunder or Mighty Thor or just Thor or Female Thor or whatever the title may be. So
yeah, I'd be worried if this book wasn't. I know it's like $5.99 and it's extra size. I agree it was really long, but I don't think if it didn't have that length, that would have been impacted me. You could cut out the Loki
Can we
stuff.
agree? $5.99 a little too much.
That's a little
$4.99
much.
I would have been like, all right, I get it.
Yeah, I know we got an 80-page giant for Legacy for $5.99.
I know it's only 50 pages.
Yeah.
And it's like,
$4.99 it should have been.
yeah.
But
I mean, it's $1. At the end of the day, it's $1, but also it's like, comics aren't that much anyways, but they add up, and that $1 can go towards something.
I can tell you. Add up.
have Marvel Comics always had paper covers for like their whole history?
No, they changed it.
Okay, because Legacy, I want some fucking glossy covers.
Don't you remember they changed it like 3 years ago, 2 years ago?
That still
They're
drives me nuts.
They're trying to save money.
Yeah, they don't need to. They're charging an arm and a leg.
No,
for
so
each book.
we're not saving money from them saving money.
They added-
They just improve their margin.
They added ads and took away some pages, and they added paper covers.
Nice. Way to go,
dumb.
Mark.
What was your rating?
You know, honestly, I'm going to give it a 7. That wasn't... Put that fucking thing away from my face. Gosh, I got one right here. I got another one right there. I could borrow his. I don't need yours.
One's not on.
No, well, I know that one's not on, but I give it a 7. There really wasn't anything. I was like, holy shit, that's so good. So
That has been reviews this week. Mighty Thor 600. Oh, 700, excuse me.
Whoa.
And went back to the past. Superman 33, Batman 33, Frankenstein, Sherlock Frankenstein, The Legion of Evil number 1, Kill Be Killed number 13, Department H number 19. Get those books. Good week. I thought it was pretty strong. And I say you didn't like it.
what?
You said horrible books this week.
I say that every week. So
I thought it was pretty strong. Gave a lot of 10s this week, but a lot of them like Kill or Be Killed, Department H, and what else? I gave one more. Batman? Or did I give it a 9?
I think you gave that a 10, and I think you gave Legion of Doom a 10.
Strong.
So
There's a lot
four out of
here's
your
the way
6
I
were
rank
10.
it. Here's the way I rank it. If I read an issue and I ever feel like, oh, geez, how many pages I got left, or I like get zone out, drops a little bit. None of those 3 issues I felt that way. I was like, well, what's the next one? Can I get the next one? Give me the next one. Where's it at? Play a little game called Trick or Treat. Happy Halloween. 2 weeks. No, by the time you listen to this, it's next week.
Yep.
Last year we played this game, Trick or Treat. So we're going to replay it. Here's how it works. We are going to, there's a board here. Look at it on the video. Look at the board. There are 12 questions. And some of them are easy. Some of them are hard. Actually, I also going to have to keep track of the score on that. So get the pen back.
Nowhere to go.
So how it works is called Trick or Treat. This is the reason why it's called Trick or Treat. Some of them are worth 2 points. Some of them are hard and worth 5 points. The easy one's worth 2 points. The only thing is Garrett and Alex do not know which ones are hard or which ones are easy. That makes the Trick or Treat. There are... Oh yeah, there's an
Stab
L.
myself.
So we'll decide by random. Pick a number 1 through 10.
10.
Alex.
5.
Alex is closer. It was 7. Alex will go first. You'll pick one. I'll tell you the question, read it to you, tell you if it's hard or easy, the way it worked in the past, and we're going to do it this time too. There is one thing different in the past, but I'll tell you what's the same. Alex, I'll ask you a question. If you can answer it, if it's an easy one, 2 points. Hard one, 5 points. If you don't get it right, Garrett has a chance to steal for 1 point, no matter how hard, if it's hard or easy. So,
Okay.
whoever has the most points at the end wins. There is, however, what are you pointing out?
Am I choosing? Or am I waiting for you to finish?
I thought you were
No, I'm just
going to
waiting.
explain something.
I'm just showing.
Alex, show them I for image, M for Marvel, and then your little weird DC thing for DC.
You're right. D with the what appeared to be the stuff.
DCs.
DCs.
Let me pull
Maybe
up.
made a legend or a key over here for everyone who wasn't sure.
I'm going to pull up the questions here.
This is the koi.
There is.
It really does look like that.
There is one new thing from last year. It's not the same. There's one new thing.
Okay.
There is one thing on there it's called the there's a razor in the apple. You know, people know they've been fearing this thing forever. Who knows if it's real or not? If you pick that question and you get it wrong, that question, I'll tell you when you pick it. And you don't get, the person doesn't get the option to steal. It's just the person to answer it. If you get it wrong, your points switch.
Oh. So do sucky, let you do good. Answer that other question right, and I win.
You're right.
Thanks for explaining my strategy.
You're right. That doesn't make sense. Your points go to the other person.
That's what I thought it was.
Okay, we're gonna do that. Pick one.
So
Alex.
switching points?
Yeah.
No,
So the
it's-
person
if
chooses
if I get the razor and I get it wrong, you get all my points I just earned. So I'm gonna suck this whole game and then wait for you to get that one question wrong.
So pick one, Alex. I got the predetermined on my sheet here.
I'm gonna do that image.
He is going second row, third question in image. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Question number 7. It's an easy one, 2 points. How many? This was going to be easy for you, but if Garrett got this, that might be hard. How many issues of East to West have been released?
Holy shit!
Before the game, didn't I say like these
It doesn't matter.
these type of questions?
What's the time constraints? None.
Well, I'm not you. I'm not gonna ask him to ask the question 12 times.
I know
it's in the 30s.
We
I'm just trying to
didn't have time constraints last year, so
I'm just trying to figure out what number. I think it's 32. Final answer 32.
Final
32.
incorrect. Do you want to guess for a point?
Yeah, why not? I got nothing to lose, right?
No. Mark it off the thing. Oh, you did. You put your name on it. Never mind.
I just marked that it was my question.
34. Final answer.
You said 32. You said 34. Incorrect. 33.
Yep.
Damn, I should have got one.
I knew it was 32 or
You're
33.
close.
How do you want me to do if I get it wrong? I guess I just don't get the point, so I just leave it A.
Yeah, just leave it A.
I will do right below Alex's image for DC. Right there.
That is question number 11. All right.
Do you want me just to go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8?
No, I got it.
Okay.
Garrett, here we go. DC question.
Easy or hard?
Easy.
Okay.
Hopefully.
This question was for you. I'm glad you picked it.
Nice.
Name 2 characters from Batman who were first introduced in the animated series before the comics before they came to the comics, even though they were supposed to be introduced in the comics first. They're also 2 major characters.
Renee Montoya and Mr. Freeze.
Oh, really?
Huh?
Is your final answer?
Wait a sec here. Why do I feel like this is a trick question?
I don't know what to tell
It's supposed to be a joke question because you made a big stink about this last year.
I know about Renee Montoya.
Yeah,
That's 100% true.
I'll give you that. You have half it right, but
You're saying Mr. Freeze isn't right? I thought Mr. Freeze was first on the anime, and then he came in.
introduced in 1940.
Are you answering or are you not?
No, I'm not answering. I'm thinking.
No time constraints,
Marvin?
Britch.
Rich.
Well, I didn't want to call you a bitch online.
British bitch.
Rich.
He thinks you're a tree. Wait a second. Root?
Oh, jeez, this is so stupid. Renee Montoya and Harley Quinn.
Yep.
I don't want to
Holy
count it because
shit.
it took him 10 minutes to get it.
Give him
I was thinking 2 surface.
2 points. What do you give him a point for? He doesn't have a point.
Didn't he just answer this one?
It's 2 points.
Yeah, I know. So I was right in 1 point.
Took a long time. Took a long
But that
time.
other fucking tally is what he's trying to say.
Telling you Mr. Freeze was not originally introduced in this.
Oh, I forget to put my music on. Alex, pick your...
Wait, I don't going to keep going because I won?
No, it's
Oh.
back and forth. Alex, pick the next one.
You're dumb. Image number 1.
Image number 1. That's question number 1.
So you're saying I should pick an image, also I'm not going to get any images.
Hey, it's the
All
one
right,
I
here we
might
go.
actually know.
Alex,
I didn't know that one.
The first...
Before you got to it.
You fucking listen. What's going on?
No.
I request that you decrease points from Alex.
I have 0, so it
The
wouldn't matter.
first volume of Criminal is titled what? What's it called? The first volume.
Ooh, I can answer this one.
Yeah, because you're looking at the fucking book behind me.
I'm not. I swear to God.
You have this, don't you?
Yeah, I've got 1 through 3. Oh, I think it's Coward.
Coward. Final answer?
Final answer.
2 points.
I totally would have got that one right.
Oh, I said I didn't mention it was easy. Easy. 2 points. Garrett.
Image there.
Number 8. Hard question worth 5 points.
Let me guess. It's about Saga or Black Science.
No, it's about Image straight up.
Okay.
You were the curator of Image Bowl.
Image Comics Super Bowl.
Whatever.
Check your privilege.
So hopefully you know this. I guarantee he's going to ask me to ask this again, so pay attention.
I'm listening. I'm going to try not to ask you.
Add up the number of founders of Image Comics plus the year it was founded.
Some horse shit.
Do some math.
Yeah, the math one shouldn't be too hard.
Add up the number of founders of Image Comics and the year it was founded. That's weird. I thought I saw smoke coming out of that fan. No,
God.
there's nothing.
It wouldn't surprise me. It's hot too.
It's overworking itself.
2000. Final answer.
2000, final answer. That's incorrect. Alex, do you want to steal it from a point?
No, give me a second. 1994.
1994. That's also incorrect. It is.
Can I guess again? Wait, stop.
Yeah.
Can you tell me? It's not 8 creators. So is it 7?
7 creators.
Damn it. So it's 1999.
Yep. 1999. Close. No
See, I
cigar.
got the years right.
I did 12 and I got the years. I
What? What year do you think it was?
thought it was 12 creators.
No.
It's also the 25th anniversary of Image Comics. Right?
Well, that's what I was telling you. The math should be
Yeah.
pretty simple for you. It's on all the covers.
I thought it was 8.
Alex, pick one.
Marvel.
5.
Yeah, number 5.
Easy. Who's the third Ant-Man? 2 points. Or you can seal it after he answers for a point. It's tied 2-2, by the way. 2 points. 2-2. Alex, he's thinking about it. Here's his music in the background.
You know the weird thing? I didn't know there was 3.
Yep.
I think of his name.
So it's not the 2 that I know of.
Hank Pym,
Yeah.
Scott Lang.
Yeah. Well, those are gone.
I knew you probably knew those two.
No, those are the 2 I know.
It's not like you're trying to figure out them in order. You just don't know the third one.
I've never read anything about the third one.
What are you talking about? Yes, you have.
No way.
Yes, I know for sure you got a book that had him in it.
What's his name?
Maybe not. He's never mind.
Oh, fuck you. He fixed that one for the Mr. Freeze for
It's
you.
not my fault.
Yeah. I think he was in the Astonishing. I think he's Giant Man right now. I can't remember what his name is.
I can't.
I think it's like Dez. But I'm going to just go with Dez, final answer.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Incorrect. Garrett, do you know?
I know he was in the Future Foundation. That book. Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah. He's got a
Was that him?
mustache and.
That wasn't Scott?
Uh-uh.
I didn't read that one. By Mad Fraction?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Butt kiss.
Raz.
What?
Raz.
Eric O'Grady.
Yeah, no.
He's Black Ant now.
Who am I thinking of? He's
I know who you're talking about. He's the fourth
Giant Man right now,
He's
isn't
the fourth
he?
one.
Okay.
Well, he's Giant Man, yeah. He's not Ant-Man.
Okay.
Eric O'Grady is Black Ant now. He's a bad guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There was a book that we read.
Yeah, well, Captain America, Steve Rogers had it.
Boom.
But I didn't know he was. I didn't know he was. Shut up. I'm still talking.
DC corner.
DC corner? Which corner?
The only... Okay.
Number 9?
Yeah.
Easy. What year did Superman/Batman start? What year did Superman/Batman start? You have all the issues, right?
I know. Shit.
This man loves his Batman versus Batman.
Yeah, I collected
Superman.
that over time. I didn't collect it the year it came out.
What year did issue 1
it's
come
Batman,
out?
Superman.
Yeah.
I misunderstood.
Oh,
Batman
slow
slash
roll.
Superman. Superman Batman.
Okay, thank you.
The original one. Jeff Loeb.
Is that the Public Enemies one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeff Liebe.
That's probably
Clark
so
Kent.
wrong.
Bruce
For
Wayne.
some reason, 2006 is coming in my head.
Ooh. 06?
Yeah. Wait. Oh, wait.
You're talking 6 years after Millennium. Y2K.
2006. Lock it in. Just do
Is that
it.
what he said?
Yeah.
Oh,
2006.
you're
I was going to
He
maybe
switched it
change
to 2008.
Incorrect. Alex, you want to steal?
2008. Solid.
Incorrect also. 2003.
Nah, it was a long... Whatever.
3 years.
How was that easy?
I thought, well, you got the whole fucking series.
Are we still at 2 and 2?
So what? You have the whole
Yeah,
series of Walking Dead. Do you know what year it came out?
What year did it start? Yeah, hold on a second. I do know this.
If Marvin gets it, he wins automatically. Because 1, still trap right there.
He recently said there's an anniversary. That's why they're having the variant covers this month. If I can figure out what it is. Probably 5 years, maybe? 2012?
I don't know.
2012, I'm going to say.
I'll have to look after.
5 years?
Really?
12? No, it's
No.
more than that. 10.
I was thinking like 15.
No.
No.
I was going that
Not that
long.
Alex, pick one. 2 to 2 still. 12. It's a hard question.
Won't get it.
When
Could get
Mr.
easy
Freeze was first introduced, he was called what? What was his name before Mr. Freeze? They introduced him, they called something else, and they're like, hey, eventually he became Mr. Freeze.
It's like his code name type thing.
It's not his actual, like, real name. It's, Batman referred to him as that name. Instead of Mr. Freeze, and then it became Mr. Freeze.
that is a tough one.
Hard, 5 points. 1 point if you steal it. Mr. Freeze, let me give you a hint. Not Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Thank you.
Take 2 of these and call me in the morning. That was a robot. I don't know.
That's cold.
The Cold Man.
The Cold Man.
Yep.
Final. Incorrect. Do you want to guess?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to say
It's nothing cold related, I'm sure.
Dr. Cold.
Dr. Cold.
Dr. Cold.
Incorrect. Mr. Zero.
Ah, damn.
Mr.
Because the movie he was in was Sub-Zero. The Batman animated series.
Do you know what killed the dinosaurs?
Venom.
I don't know why. I have
I
a
don't know.
worse accent. The Ice
Bane came and
Age.
broke their backs.
Garrett, how many left?
There's
1, 2, 3,
this
4, 5.
L here.
5 left. 4 left.
I'll get a Marvel in this one.
4 left. 2 to 2 still. It's a tied game. Anybody's game.
That one.
You know what I just realized?
What? You did this all
Can't
backwards?
count.
I
Still 5 left.
forgot about my Apple, so I didn't give it to. So I'm gonna put it on. I'm not gonna put on the one you just picked, but it's gonna go randomly on one of the other 4
Okay.
because I forgot. Okay. What? No, you're picking.
Which one was it on?
The one you picked all the way. The Marvel one in the middle left. Yeah.
Beat your ass in this game.
Yeah, 4-0.
Yeah, switch your point. Oh, you would have got 2 points. It's an early big lead.
Double rounds.
Number 6, easy. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I marked it as easy, but now I'm looking at it. Should have been a hard one. I'll give you 5 points if you answer this one.
Okay.
If you steal, I'll give you 2.
Okay.
Dr. Doom was once a member. Oh, no. Never mind. This is an easy question. It's because it's true or false. That's why.
Oh.
Dr. Doom, true or false? TF. Dr. Doom was once a member of the Avengers, FF, and the Cabal. True or false?
True. Final answer.
Final? You want to go with true?
True.
It's correct. 2 points.
The only way I know that, I just totally guessed, but Avengers, I know he was on the Avengers.
I knew Avengers and I knew Cabal.
You knew Avengers? When was he on Avengers?
He did. There was a mini Infinity Gauntlet run. Not like the actual Infinity Gauntlet run.
Avengers, the current Avengers that was going with Mark Waid. He was in it for a while. I guess it wasn't officially Doctor Doom. It was Feature Von Doom, but...
It's iconic. FF was the feature friend of that issue.
Yeah. Image number 10.
Image number 10. For 2 points, who is the artist of the Fade Out?
Sean Phillips.
Correct, 2 points.
Fan answer.
Tied up again, 4-4.
I'm going to go DC2.
DC2. Easy. What the fuck? This is hard too. I don't want to pick easy.
Is it also true and false? Yes, it is.
No, this is not true or false. This is actually a legit question. I'll give you 5 points for this one. This is a legit. I'll give you 5 points. 2 if you steal. When Catwoman was introduced in June of 1940, what was her original name? Just like Mr. Freeze wasn't called Catwoman from straight up. She became Catwoman. What was her original name?
I've read this issue so many times too.
4-4.
It's her original name.
That thing, whatever that sound was, door, scream.
It's 5 points, baby. I can't ruin this.
You know, Wikipedia has a cool thing. It's like a chart, and it tells you a bunch of characters and when they were introduced, and it's like on the timeline. It's pretty cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I know it's on that fucking ship, too.
Recently came up. Tom King's Run. Actually, I think yeah, you're right. He does call her that in that panel.
I got nothing. I'm going to say the cat. That's all I can do.
He's saying the cat.
Yeah.
Like a kitty cat. The cat. Is that locked in? You locked it in?
No.
Lock, pop, and lock it?
Fuck. This is going to piss me off so hard. Let's do...
Will you make...
The Cat Thief.
The Cat Thief?
Yeah. No, just the cat. Just the cat.
Just the cat. You locking it in?
Lock it in.
Lock it in as the cat for 5 points. It is currently 4-4. It's the cat.
Oh. Because I was trying to think, but because she dresses up as an old lady and steals those diamonds off the ship.
What in the clutch? Got it.
Yeah, 10 minutes later.
What he meant for this to happen,
Alex,
he's going to do the Razor Apple. I know that's coming. Your marketing doesn't
That's
fool
the
me.
Razor Apple.
That's fun.
You're going to answer these, otherwise you're giving him 4 points, and it's also a hard one, so you get 5 here. You can catch up, actually, with this one, so here we go.
Yep.
You either tie it, or you fucking lose it all. So, no pressure.
It's fun.
So much pressure.
Cocksucker. Got it.
Puddle Gulp, Simon Walterson, who we saw in this issue, the frog, was first introduced in what issue of Thor? Shot in the dark. Unless you know your Thor history. What issue did he show up in? Simon.
Do you actually know it?
Walterson.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Tell you what, it's been 700 issues. Give me within 25 and I'll give it to you.
Not on a Razor Apple.
What are you talking about? That is literally 28.
How about within 10 issues?
To be
like
fair, he
28.
talked you into getting Harley Quinn when you should have had that question hands down.
This is me. I'm a doctor. I'm running in to try to grab the apple. Let's see if he gets in this.
Fine, get within 25. Whatever. What's the worst that could happen? I just beat you anyways. Or lose it all.
Well, I can only lose it all. You won't lose it all.
But we'll be tied, so I can only... If I don't get the next one right, I guess we now know.
I could beat you by 1 if I got it.
Ooh, yeah, if he steals it from you. Well, listen, quit thinking about hypotheticals and let's answer this fucking question.
So
what issue did Simon Walterson first appear? Thor.
545. Final answer.
545. Incorrect.
What is it?
364.
Yes! 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 All right, give me that last Marvel question. Let's see what's up.
True or false? Loki first appeared in Venus *6.
False.
His first appearance.
Lock it in. False.
Incorrect. It's true.
That was also
That's
Razor.
Venus. I'll raise you to your neck because I just beat you.
13-0, just like last year. You don't have. Oh, this is poetic, guys. This is poetic justice. Last year, Garrett lost it all in the last question, and you beat him 19-0. This year, you beat him 13-0.
I just want to see when Walking Dead happened.
Yeah. Make sure you put comic.
WednesdayComics.com. Find us on Twitter at WednesdayComics. All right, that's enough for you, music. At Garrett2188, let him know how you fared. 13-0. Congratulate him online at Alex Pastrello or at Pastrami_news. He's going to need a lot of reassurance. Make sure to send him some gifts. He loves them. That's how he talks, gift style.
Give him some nice Christmas meat.
Hey, fun fact. Not really fun. Fun fact, Alex discovered gifts like 2 months ago. Find me on Twitter at Marvin_Saguero, or find us all on Facebook, facebook.com/Wednesday Comics Podcast. Email us WednesdayComics605@gmail.com. Make sure to look below in the notes for our phone number. I forgot it again. 605 something.
By the way, fuckers, I actually would have been the closest.
For what?
It was October 8th, 2003.
For Walking Dead?
For Walking Dead. They got re-released in 2013.
What did I say? I said
2012.
October 2003.
Yeah.
Call it back. No.
So 15 years, I was off by a year.
15 times 12. There's not that many issues.
No.
But does he ever take breaks, though?
No.
Oh, really?
No.
That's
Sometimes they
no way
did
that's
twice a
real.
month.
There's no way that's real.
You guys keep talking.
Don't look on Pastrami News. Look on the actual internet.
I wasn't going to go to me. We'll be way wrong.
Find us.
Do you guys know issue 1 came out like last week?
1999.
You think Sherry knows? When did the first issue of The Walking Dead come out?
Which The Walking Dead?
Yeah, you got to say comic.
The Walking Dead cast and creators daily festivals release month.
Shut up.
Yeah.
So in 14 years, it came out like 12 issues per year would have had to come out. Boom. Because if you didn't take any time off, 12 issues a year would have been.
What issue?
But there was
do
a
you mean, what
span where like 20 issues came out in like 6 months.
Think about it.
Then
Find us on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play. Subscribe, rate, and review. Make sure if you know your friend that likes comic books, but they're not listening to podcasts, you say, hey, buddy, first off, find your iPod, old one. Listen to a podcast. Or new technology, do whatever you want. We're a fan of the old and the new. Good show this week, guys. Back from your break.
Yeah, that's right. Let's roll for the next. We're going into the holidays. We're going hot.
We are. Have some fun plans show up. Make sure you subscribe to the video at YouTube Wednesday Comics, because you want to see, especially next week, Halloween episode. And then in a month, Thanksgiving episode. Those will be special episodes where we do something a little
I think
nice.
next week we need to be drinking on the show.
All right. Potions.
Ooh, potions.
Mix those at home.
Ooh, butterbeer.
I think last year we drank apple cider.
Oh, we should drink butterbeer. I know this place around here. My sister showed it to me. I think it's Cracker Barrel. Even they sell this. It's like Golden Cauldron or something. It's like more like butterscotch soda, but it tastes like butterbeer. Halloween.
I missed those stories last week.
You did? Did you really?
I'm guessing no.
All right, guys. They're holding a pistol to my head.
For Wednesday Comics, I've been Marvin.
I am Alex.
And I'm Garrett.
Hey, everyone. Keep turning those pages.